Bricktown Brewery's meatloaf, good luck. Good luck. I'll come eat once a week if you can beat their meat. It's crazy. But at Toby Keith's, the mashed potatoes and gravy,
yeah,
it was like a pit bull off the chain, man.
Oh, was it that good? That's another thing you're a connoisseur on, though, because you probably make the best mashed potatoes I've ever had.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I'll nod and say yes, I do. But thank you. Yeah, I take pride in my taters, man.
Oh man, dude, you've left them at my house before, and I've got up and had them for breakfast. Like, I don't care. Like, they are so dang good.
Yeah, and there's certain things, like potatoes can be cooked a bunch of different ways, right? So you can have mashed potatoes, you can have French fries, you can have baked potatoes, you can have fried potatoes, you can have potatoes au gratin.
Chili potatoes. Yeah,
there's so many ways to cook it. In the fried potato department, I have a buddy, he probably listens to the podcast, but my buddy Daryl.
Oh, man.
We call him Fried Tater because he makes fried potatoes and onions, and they
God, they're good.
Off the damn chain. It didn't help any that Shiner and I had let's just
ingested.
Let's just say we were really elevated that day. And so when you bring somebody who's stoned a pile of potatoes and onions,
3 pounds of potatoes and a big piece of tinfoil,
and I just happened to have the only bottle of ketchup in about a block area, and we danced with those potatoes. We showed them love. Took them to a concert, took them to the movies, and then ate the crap out of them. We love those potatoes so much.
It was like a delicacy.
And we're doing a TV show about that. 420 Eats. What's that go to? Well, at that particular minute, fried potatoes and onions.
Mm-hmm. All day long.
Did you realize that once it got down to the end of it, it had that the bottom layer of potatoes they were like greasy.
Yeah.
And so I was taking those greasy potatoes and putting them on I had a piece of bread that was folded up like a taco. And so I was putting those greasy pieces of potatoes and onions on that taco and then putting ketchup on it and eating it like a hot dog.
Dude, I was so elevated. I could have taken a piece of cardboard and put those potatoes in it and ate it.
Oh, yeah. It would make a backyard tire taste good.
Yeah, Daryl's fried potato game is pretty strong, man.
It's extremely strong.
Oh, my God. Well, I know I visited his RV during Rocklahoma. I don't know how many pounds of potatoes he took to Rocklahoma, but oh, my God. I've never seen that anybody have that much in their possession that they didn't own a grocery store.
Yeah, he had like 50 pounds of potatoes.
It was ridiculous.
50 pounds of potatoes and like 5 buckets of Crisco.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes his potatoes good. He cooks them with Crisco, dude.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
God, they are ridiculous good. Now I'm getting hungry.
Oh, I know. Dang. And we're not even high.
No. If I was, I'd have ditched the podcast and been out trying to find somebody to serve me fried potatoes right.
Yeah, and that's something that I really can't have in my diet. I mean, I'll throw a cheat day in there every once in a while and maybe eat some fried potatoes. That day that I took you out to the casino, I had mashed potatoes, and I'm not supposed to eat those. That's kind of a cheat day, so I'm fine throwing that aside. But I tell you, who I wouldn't want to go out to dinner with.
Who?
That would be AOC Holmes. I wouldn't even take her to dinner. I realize she's pretty, but the shit that's coming out of her mouth is making her ugly now. Like, her prettiness is looking, it makes my stomach turn.
Well, I got curious earlier today, and I searched her on Instagram and found her account. She's only posted 3 pictures, and I was like, that's kind of odd, because she's real big on Twitter. So I'm like, kind of seems weird she's not very active on this platform. So I click on one of her pictures, and I open the comments. My God, you should see the people attacking her. Like, I couldn't find a comment that was in support of her. Everybody was telling them how that they feel about her. And I'm like, I really don't understand how she got elected. Like there wasn't anybody talking like they liked her. So I'm like, well, that makes sense. I guess that's why she's not very active on here, because she probably doesn't like reading.
No.
She's definitely one that puts herself on the tee and just waits for people to knock her out of the park. But the deal is with her, she's not intelligent enough to realize she's been knocked out of the park. She just keeps going with it.
Yeah, and here lately, James Woods has been carrying the biggest golf club out there.
Oh, he's driving her down the fairway like there's nobody in the way. God bless, man.
You know, if nothing else, Nancy Pelosi should thank her, because we haven't heard crap out of Nancy Pelosi for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah, Nancy's been awful quiet.
Yeah, between AOC and
Omar
and Jalalabad, yeah.
Yeah, Nancy's just she's keeping her head low, man. She's ducking for cover.
Oh man, and you know, here's something else too that really gets me. And Democrats, feel free at some point in the near future to stop acting like sheep and go back to the way you were, because we have a president who has actually gotten North Korea to not test anything and to sit down and talk. And 10 years ago, you would have been applauding this, Democrats.
Well, and 10 years ago, North Korea was, making no bones about it, that when they developed the technology and had a rocket, they were going to fire a nuclear weapon at the continental United States. I mean, they were telling the world they were going to do it. Yeah. And now this president that everybody seems to hate so much has got this knucklehead in North Korea sitting down to discuss things and talking about totally denuclearizing that nation. Like, how can you not support that?
Exactly. It's making peace. Democrats, do you want enemies? Is that what the deal is? Is your life so bland that you just have to create chaos?
Well, there was a trend on Twitter. I can't say that it was actually trending, but I just noticed a trend in going through some tweets. And there was a lot of left-wing people that were tweeting about MAGA is a hate group. They kept making this statement, MAGA is a hate group. It's an official hate group. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I get on the internet and I go to the Southern Poverty Law Center's website. That group tracks hate groups, and they have a list published on their website of the hate groups that they keep track of in the United States. I went through it with a fine-tooth comb. I didn't see MAGA on there anywhere. So I want to know what grounds they have or what they're citing to back up this statement that MAGA is a hate group.
Well, common sense would tell you that we're not. So common sense is already out the window. Make America great again. Well, here's the deal. Trump is your president. Get on board or don't. But if your life is better now than what it was 3 or 4 years ago, if you're making more money, paying less taxes than you were 3 or 4 years ago, if you have a family member who was unemployed but became employed because of the jobs that Trump was able to bring back from overseas, wake up, Democrats. Wake up. It is time to get out of bed. You don't have to stay in this Groundhog Day forever, because it seems like you guys wake up with the same agenda every single day. And that's to hate Trump, to cause hate and discontent, to make white people out to be Nazis. I just don't get it. Just wake up.
I haven't read. I take that back. I read one story about a group. It was east somewhere, and there was a group of guys that they did catch that were MAGA supporters and were planning on, I don't remember what they were going to go and shoot up some establishment. I can't remember which one it was. They did catch them before they put their plan into action, but I haven't seen anything other than that any MAGA members are performing anything that we would be considered a hate crime. Now, the flip side of that coin is I did keep up on the Jussie Smollett hoax. And I'm telling you right now, Tiddy, that if he would have pulled that off, that had the ability to cause a lot of really big racial problems in the country.
Oh my God.
And that was not instituted by anybody that was associated with the MAGA movement.
No, but here's the thing: why cause the drama at all? You're gay, you're black, you're already a minority.
Yeah.
Why make yourself out to be a martyr and hurt other people? And we're going to get on that a little bit later in the podcast about hurting people. But why do you have to? Why does it have to be so dadgum polarizing? Because Trump wants a wall.
Yeah, I mean, is that any kind of justification for pulling off something like Smollett did at all? I mean,
Clinton wanted a wall. Obama wanted a wall. The Bushes wanted a wall.
I've seen clips of Pelosi and Schumer arguing for a wall in Congress.
Yeah, that was back when Obama was president.
Yeah.
That came up in 2010 or something like. And it came up. I'm not gonna be specific on the date because I do not have that in front of my face. But
yeah, Donnie was shaking his head no.
Yeah.
So,
however, my point is it's been brought forward by other Democratic presidents, and now you're just bucking it because all you're doing is bucking it because it's Trump. If Bernie Sanders would have said we needed a wall, we'd get a wall. If Hillary would have said we needed a wall, we'd get a wall.
The hatred that's out there for this president, who's actually done a lot of really beneficial things for this country, is just mind blowing. Like, I just don't get it. Like, anything he says, the left office just immediately takes a 180 degree stance on and stands firm on it. When a lot of things that he's saying make a whole lot of sense. I saw a clip today that Jon Stewart, the comedian, who's a staunch Democrat, stood up in front of I don't know where it was, but he stood up at a gathering and said a lot of things in support of Trump. And so I'm like, okay, well, some of these people on the left obviously do have some common sense because, I mean, he's known to be very liberal in his views, but he can see the good that's happening and doesn't have a problem giving a man accolades that's doing good things for this country. So I don't see where the disconnect is. If somebody that has those views and is so opposed to conservative views can see the good that's coming out of the things that Trump is doing, if he has that ability, why do all these other people just refuse to give it a chance?
Again, I don't understand. I really, really don't. You know,
and I mean, I feel like, you know, there's this big movement for socialism in the country, and you know, I used to think it bordered on communism, but I think some of them are so radical in their views, it doesn't even border on communism. It's a lot of communist theories that they're trying to put into place in our society. And why that doesn't scare more people, I don't know.
Well, look at Canada. I mean, Canada has a form of socialism that goes on. You know, they have their medical care is very socialist. You know, everybody gets medical care. But there's a lot of people that come over from Canada into the U.S. to get treated for cancer or to have surgery on their leg or to have boob surgery or whatever it may be, because either the wait is way too long or their condition is not critical enough to even warrant it.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me how good that works for you. Okay, everybody's got medical care. Well, what that really means is everybody has the opportunity to go to the emergency room when they need to go and maybe go see their family doctor. But beyond that, with specialists and specialized medicine, that'll get you nowhere fast. And they come over to us.
You don't talk to a lot of people from there or England. You know, England's the same way from what I understand. You don't talk to a lot of people that are really that big of a fan of their medicals in either Canada or, you know.
No, and we actually have a really good friend, our good buddy Simon, who in the future is going to come on and talk with us about socialism, because he is a staunch proponent for socialism. But he's also a good enough guy that he can talk about it and listen to our views and come to a decision whether, you know, he took away some things that we made a really good point on, or that he is still right. But either way, he's not going to rub it in our face. He's not going to pull a gun and kill us. He's not going to knock a MAGA hat off of our heads. He's not going to beat an Indian drum in our face.
What was the latest one I saw?